Hi, David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. I'm just arrived at this job site. This is actually my second day, besides when I did the estimate on the cost of it. But Bob here got this all ready. What you see right here, Bob got this all done by himself. And you want to tell him a little bit about what you did here and how you did it?
Yeah, it started out, there were some real old trees in here. One pine tree and that root and stump was still here. That was relatively easy to go out, but there was a big stump over there from, I think it was a tulip tree, and that one I had to work on like for 2 weeks and get that stump out and all the roots. The roots were so bad that they were about 4 to 6 inches in diameter, came all the way under what was there. There was a small patio there, and actually went straight down. So I had to cut out all those roots and all the roots around it, which was quite a job. It probably took me about, I did it part-time in the afternoons, and
It raised this whole slab up, I guess, huh?
yeah, it raised the whole slab about 3 inches.
Wow.
So it was quite a job. It probably took me to get it this far, part-time, a couple hours a day. Probably took me 2 months. But I watched Dave's video on Facebook, and I kind of got a couple of tips on what the site should look like. So I dug it out and put all the forms in, and believe it or not, Dave said it looks pretty good. So I think that is a real compliment.
I'm not gonna mess with this. I mean, this is good to pour on. He's got, on his slope, he went 2 inches away from the house. Then he went 2 inches down this way because he has an area draining this planter area. So everything's sloping good. So this is really ready to pour. I'm just gonna put some steel in here, and we're gonna pour it out. Here's all the stuff that Bob generated on the removal. He kind of stockpiled it over here. And because we are on a hillside, we're up here in Newport Beach, Harbor Ridge, and you can see the piles of dirt here. And now getting it out of here, because the backyard is much lower than the front. We're on a hillside, so getting it out's a little bit trickier. Getting it in is going to be easy because we'll pump it down here with the concrete, in a hose. But we've got this pile here. This is some of the stuff that came out. Here's those stumps that Bob was talking about. Check those out. You got these babies out of there.
It had been one piece, and I finally got that out of there.
Yeah, broke it into 2 sections, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. And here's some of the more dirt we're going to be removing. But here's the hillside. We're gonna set the wheelbarrows on this side of this little short wall, and then we're gonna wheel it uphill here. We've got the trailer set up there with a ramp. We're gonna try to run them out, probably half loads. Anyway, let's get back to work, and we'll be pouring this thing tomorrow morning as soon as we get ready. See you later. Have a good day. All right, here's a nice view of the backyard. That water is used for irrigation for all the plants, public works area. Here we are loading up the concrete, pushing them up the hill. Bob helped out the whole way through here. I found out something about wheelbarrows, which I already knew, but this reaffirmed it, that wheelbarrows with air in the tires are much better than solid tires. They roll a lot easier. Because I have one of each on this job. The one I'm pushing happens to be the one with the air in the tire. Oh, by the way, I have a new Instagram account that you can check out. Also, for the first 300 followers that we get, I'm going to do a merchandise giveaway, probably a shirt and a headband or something. We haven't decided yet, but yeah, check it out. It's Odell Concrete on Instagram. The link will also be in the description below. We managed to fit everything in one trailer load, all the concrete and all the dirt, plus the trash cans that are full and that pile that we seen earlier. So this is the second day, and now we're going to pour this out. From what I understand, for pumping purposes, it's actually easier to pump uphill than downhill, at least to prime the hose. Because a lot of times as it's going downhill, it'll separate and you'll get clogs in it, but uphill you have back pressure and it doesn't separate. But we were good here, we didn't clog up. I just sprayed this with used motor oil right out of my own truck. Sprayed all the lumber there. That way when he goes to strip it out, it'll come away real easy for him. Here's Avery, his second job. He just learned how to rod. That's a 3-foot wood bowl float. Now I broke out the 10-inch wide, 1/2-inch edger. Now I'm going with the 4-foot wide magnesium bowl float. We're going to lay out a couple joints and we're going to go ahead and cut them in. One joint each way. We tied the string line to the pole. That's how we were able to reach out there and snap a nice line on there. First I used my little cutter tool. It's about 2.5 feet long. And then I ran the 1/2-inch 3/4 deep joiner. Now we're going to put Big Blue on there. I'm going to try to avoid the joints so they don't close them all the way up. The joint's staying really straight, so I don't think I'll have to put a straight edge on this at all. Now we're down to a funny trowel here. Run it one more time with the walking edger. I've already jointed it. And once I get the edges and the joints, then I'll hit it with a funny trowel one more time. And that's pretty much it, other than I did have to go along the house to do touch up along the stucco there. Also, we decided that we're just going to leave it smooth. We're not going to break out the horsehair nylon broom today. We're just going to leave it smooth. It's not really a hard trowel, but it's a smooth finish. So I will be knee boarding this whole package just to make it all uniform. But the funny trowel saves me one pass on the knee boards. Also, we're going to give Avery a try on this. He's going to run that funny trowel, see what he can do with it. Matter of fact, here he goes right now. And I was really kind of surprised because he did it well right off the start. The nice thing about Avery, once I get him out on the knee boards, he's going to be able to catch a lot of area because he's real lengthy. So he'll be able to reach out. He could probably reach out across a 8-foot slab, I'll bet, and hit it without even going out there. So that's just how we decided to leave it right here. Just a smooth finish. I just hit it with the hand trowel and we'll just leave it as is. So there it is. Another masterpiece. Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified on my next upload. Thanks. Have a good one.